Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today we have some more developments with what's going on in the game right now, the Missouri situation, the CC situation, and the gambling and loot box situation in the game. I thought I was done after yesterday's video with having to cover this, but needless to say, some more major developments have occurred. I guess I should have seen that one coming. That server ship versus sub video should hopefully come out soon. Actually, it's probably for the best that it's been pushed back now that rank's going on, so I can get in there and actually play against other people and get a pretty good idea of what that's going to be like, so maybe it's for the best. But anyway, so before we get going, I just want to address some common comments from yesterday. So in yesterday's video, when I went over the dev blog and the announcement saying that Missouri was now going to be available after completing a web campaign, I said something along the lines of, this is a pretty good way to reintroduce Missouri if it had been the original way. And boy, some people took that comment and ran with it. What I meant was, and I thought I stated it pretty clearly, if this was the original way that they were going to reintroduce Missouri into the game by itself with no loot boxes, just play through this web campaign over the course of 2.5 weeks, and then at the end you unlock the ability to purchase Missouri. If that was the original way they were going to do it and how they did it, I said that would have been a good way to do it. I actually said the perfect way and best way for that to happen. Why? Looking at it from Wargaming's perspective. They get a campaign that for 2 weeks assures there will be a pretty constant number of players playing the game. That means for them, their servers have lots of players on, and of course, people may spend money playing the game for those 2 weeks. Good for them. At the end of the campaign, players are able to purchase Missouri for its normal price, not having to go through random bundles or loot boxes to purchase the ship. Good for the player. And this is where today's news comes in, you could even potentially purchase it in the armory for doubloons, which means that you could use that ships for doubloons coupon that's in the armory. But you can't because of what's been announced today. So, reading straight from the post from the CC Discord, well the image that has been floating around Reddit and my Discord channel. So, it says, regrettably, due to technical limitations, we could not make Missouri available in the armory. However, if you would like to directly purchase her for doubloons after you finish the campaign, please contact customer support. There you will be able to ask for an exchange of 19,500 dubs for Missouri and slot in port. It does not replace an option to purchase the ship in Premium Shop after completing the campaign. So, when I read yesterday's article that it was going to be available to purchase for the normal price of a Tier 9 ship, that's what I was thinking. You complete the campaign, you can buy it in the armory or in the premium shop for the normal price of a Tier 9, and even maybe use the coupon to get a little bit of a discount on it. Well, nope, you can't do that because you have to contact customer support to get your Missouri for 19,500 doubloons. So when I first read this on Reddit, I thought it was a joke because I didn't see it like you're seeing it on screen now, the screenshot from the CC Discord. I read it and a post that someone typed out on Reddit, and I thought it was a joke because people have been talking about how they're making us jump through even more loops just to get the Missouri. So like, oh, now they're going to make us go through customer support. Pretty good joke. And I went on about my day. But no, apparently that's what's happening. What technical limitations? Now, I defended this when they said that the special the special combat mission that the Missouri captains who own Missouri before this reintroduction of Missouri only lasted 144 days. Why? Because all the campaigns that are permanent campaigns, quote unquote, last the full year, and then they renew them the next year. That's how it's always been. It's like with the legendary modules. When they put those campaigns in for permanent, quote unquote, they lasted the whole year, and then they had to be renewed the next year. I say quote unquote because they eventually moved the legendary modules or unique upgrades, whatever you want to call them, into the Research Bureau, which did upset a lot of people, but they did announce that that was a change that was happening. You had ample time to grind out the unique upgrades if you wanted to get one for one of the ships that had them before being moved to the Research Bureau. The Research Bureau is always stated to be the place for in-game quote-unquote content for players that already had everything in the game, and the legendary modules were originally introduced as, again, quote-unquote in-game content, so it makes sense that they go in there. You can still get them for free either way. Alright, so that. I don't know why. How is this a technical limitation? Like, if you're going to pull this card after doing what is overall a good move in letting players get Missouri for normal price, why? You're already making people play through a campaign, which admittedly isn't very long and according to them isn't very difficult. They've stated that it should take about 60 battles to complete over a 2.5 week period. If you do the math, that's 3 to 4 battles a day, and they can be done in co-op, ranked, random battles, pretty much any mode that you want, just about. So they're not very hard. You just have to do it over a 2.5 week period, and then Missouri will be available in the premium shop. But now, if you want to get her for doubloons, you have to contact customer support. So you're adding on another thing at the end to get your Missouri for doubloons. Is it really just because you don't want people to use the coupon to get a discount on their Missouri? Like, if someone goes through this event for 2.5 weeks, I think they've earned a discount on their Missouri. I can't see any technical reason why this can't happen. I'm not a coder. I don't know. I know some things in the game's codes are kind of spaghetti, but it can't be that difficult. You've had ships locked in the armory before. They do it all the time for the early access events. Either if it's through the sequential bundles, or you have to do this, that, and the other to unlock ships. We've had this with as far back as the British Heavy Cruisers campaign, early access campaign, or this campaign. That I could name like 4 or 5 where there's been things locked in the armory that once you finish a campaign or a special mission set, it becomes unlocked. Why is it so difficult for the Missouri? All you have to do is this is a simple way that I just thought of when I was reading this earlier. All you have to do is, once the player finishes the campaign, you give them a special token. So where in the armory you need 19,000 doubloons and 1, Missouri token, Pacific token, end of World War II token, whatever, to unlock the Missouri to buy for dubs. It can't be that hard. And it can't be that hard to add this in when this event is still, I think, a week, 2 weeks out. Now, if it was happening tomorrow, yeah, I'd understand why they'd go with this route. But you still have quite a few days in between today and when this event starts, so it doesn't fly with me. It doesn't at all. And you guys know. And a lot of you guys know, because a lot of you guys say this, that I do defend wargaming on a lot of things when I think it makes sense from a business point of view. But there's no defending this. This can't be this hard. So that's happening with the Missouri. Again, the ship itself isn't worth it from a gameplay point of view, from a historical point of view, considering the history of the ship and such. I do understand why people still want the ship, even with everything going on. But they're making y'all jump through so many hoops to get what at the end of the day is a subpar Iowa. Like wargaming. Take my advice. My advice is free. Sell the ship outright. You will make a mountain of cash, even with everything going on. Just sell the thing outright in the premium shop. No campaign, no loot boxes. Just stick it in there and sell it. It's not that hard, and you'll still make money. I promise you. You'll still make a lot of money. Anyway, on to the responses from Wargaming. So, on the original post where they issued their statement after the CC walkout, some very interesting posts were made by Shonai, who is, I believe, the new middleman between the CCs and the devs. And this guy is a lot better than the last guy at his job. He's a lot more diplomatic and seems to choose his words a lot better. And if what he's saying here is true, well, let's go through it first and I'll discuss it. So, he responded to several comments in one post. So, one comment said, a clever reply, put all the CC mess aside and bring back focus to players. And he responded, no, CC mess is not going anywhere. We understand the issue and treat it seriously. CC program will have to be adjusted and repaired. It's a fact. However, we can't do it within a few days, but it's already being worked on in the statement. We focused on things that are actionable now. Okay, so it sounds like they're focusing on things that they can actually do right now, rather than just say a bunch of stuff that may happen in the future. If that's what he really means, then I like the way that sounds. Next response. I know this whole debacle and the numerous others that came before it aren't your fault, but surely this isn't the only thing Wargaming has to say, is it? Is it? So he says, absolutely, a dev blog will follow with the details on Missouri problem. Sorry for not doing it earlier. We did want to do it yesterday, but we did not manage to finalize all the stuff. It will be published within a couple of hours. As for our other problems that has led to this situation, there are many. We fully understand it's not just one Missouri issue. We will address them one by one. We decided not to share the whole plan because it's not finalized, and because I doubt in this situation words will mean a lot. We will try our best to earn back some of the trust from the community with some actual changes and actions. Okay, why didn't you lead with this in the statement? This sounds so much better from a PR point of view. Saying we understand the problems, we're going to address them one at a time with actual action, not just saying what we're going to do, but we're going to do it. This is so much better. Like, this is leagues above what was originally posted. Alright, so next reply. Dunno, I think this reply is pretty subpar. You dodged the deeper roots of the CC issues. You dodged the concerns for the increasing monetization of the game by addressing only a single short-term case. You leave the gaping hole that is external and internal communications purposely vague. You offer at the end the composition of Huron when we are talking about a ship release in a year from which you stand to make profit too. Also, considering that you only have one high-profile NACC left, and that one has been proven to be using spicy language on his public Discord server. Anyway, my beef is not with the messenger, but the ones taking these decisions, so I hope this doesn't get derailed that much. I agree that this statement looks subpar relative to the number of issues we currently have. As I said above, we don't see much value in talking about them until we have some commitments and actions ready. But have no doubt, we hear and understand your feedback and the need to change certain things. As for the situation with NACC, we will address it soon. It was our second priority after addressing Missouri. Spicy language and other offensive behavior is not acceptable in the CC program. And Little White Mouse said, they couldn't even get my username right. I'm sorry, we just used the way username was in Discord. That's on me. That's a pretty honest mistake. I didn't know that was her Discord tag when I was talking about this yesterday. But that's understandable. I mean, if you spend apparently 2 or 3 days on something, discussing it in Discord, and you just copy and paste people's names and stuff, I see how that could be a mistake, and he did apologize for it, and I believe he has corrected it. So, again, this response, just him responding to these 4 comments, is leagues above what we got yesterday. Well, 2 days ago for when you guys are watching this. Like, this is what you should have led with, explaining that we're only going to address this problem right now because we want to address these problems with action and not just give you words that, to everyone, I like, just go read through the comments on yesterday's video. There were plenty of comments saying that these are just words, not action, even though they did take action with the Missouri. So, what I would think would be, you know, a good comeback to what's happening now is for them to say, if you have the coupon for ships for doubloons available, when you contact customer support, you inform them that you have that coupon, and they apply that coupon to your doubloons that they're going to remove from your account if you contact them to get Missouri after doing the missions. Another thing, too, with contacting support is that on a good week, you'll hear back from support in like a day and a half, but it can take them like 3 or 4 days before. Now, my 2 times I've been in touch with customer support, I heard back from them. The first day was 2 days. The other time was a week, but that was when all that fun stuff with Lukashenko was going on in Belarus, so that's a little bit more understandable. But it can take like 2 or 3 days, I believe, on average, to hear back from them. So now you're making people go through 2.5 weeks of playing a campaign and then having to wait 2 or 3 days to get their Missouri. But again, if they could clarify what's the technical issue, because I cannot really think of one. I really can't. And it just doesn't make sense in my mind, and I think in everyone else's mind, why they have to do this rather than just sticking the ship in the armory and letting people use the coupon. So guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I know there's gonna be another fun comment section, but it's been a week, and this is apparently really just starting to kick off because actual news websites are starting to pick up on this. Kotaku is, I think, one of the first big ones to pick up on it. They have an article in there now. Yahoo Finance too, and I've seen a couple other websites from a couple other countries are picking up on this too. Maybe now that there's a lot of attention being brought to this through those articles now, maybe we'll see some more change and we'll see what happens. But maybe tomorrow I'll finally get to make that surface ship versus submarine video. We will see, boys. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday. That's when this should be going up. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. We're on the way to 30,000 subs. Past 28,200 a few days ago, which is awesome. Cannot thank you guys enough for that. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.